Yeah, I don't really know. I don't get it. There's another one for Worms. The Worms games. That came out a long time ago too. So I don't know why it's in the upcoming page, but whatever. Whatever, whatever. Let me go through the free library, maybe. Instead of looking at random stuff. Maybe a demo. Demos you tend to be pretty good, or at least the ones I see on Twitch. Maybe I just don't see all the bad ones. Let's see, free to play. What do you got? What do you got? Bloons Battles 2? Not bad. Not bad at all. Let me go ahead and just pull this up so you're not just hearing me rant about nothing. Okay, there we go. What do we got? What do we got? Bloons Battles 2, Rivals, Marvel Rivals, Classic. I don't know what these are. Cell to Singularity. I guess it's an idle game, okay. I love a good idle game. Muck? Never heard of that one. That looks pretty fun though. Seems like my kind of game. I like a Minecraft type. Or like a forest type. Dota 2. Some more idle stuff. Well, Dungeon Defenders isn't idle, apparently. I thought it was, but this one seems to be idle. Even more idle stuff. CS2, Classic, PUBG, Classic. Okay, yeah, there's some choices here for sure. I totally forgot about those ones there, like Marvel Rivals, Apex, Dota. Completely forgot about those ones. Rainbow Six is free? Since when? This one is... This is not free. This has not always been free. Come on now. I was about to say, is that Snake? Guess it is. I guess they did a crossover. Cool. Warframe, VR chat, sure. Delta Force. Naraka. Never heard of that one. Interesting. Path of Exile. Heard good things about that one. Seven Deadly Sins. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the anime, so couldn't speak on the game. What else y'all got? TF2, Classic. I was kind of scared of TF2, though. Kind of scared of this one. I'm kind of scared of the MMOs. And I'm kind of scared of CS2, to be honest with you. I don't know why. Something about these classic Steam games just scare me. Maybe that's just me. Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Winds Meet. That didn't strike me as a free-to-play game when I saw that on the Steam page, but I guess so. Okay. Artopia? Okay, that seems like the Sims? No? Multiplayer life simulation game crafted for creativity, freedom, and peace. Yeah, it seems like a Sims type of game. Maybe. I don't know. Umamasume, classic. Brawlhalla, classic. Bongo Cat. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is my type of stuff right here. What is this? Oh. Oh. Oh, there's so many cats.
Co-op multiplayer update. Play with 100 friends.
Wow.
Bongo Cat. Free on Steam.
Wow. Yeah, I might pick that one up. Actually, I will pick that one up. I will go ahead and just do that. Nice. Nice. Anything else, I wonder? Anything else? Aim Labs. You know what? That actually might be kind of fun. I know about Aim Labs. I never played it though. I want to do that. Wuthering Waves. I don't even know what that's about, but I've never been into the anime type of games, unfortunately. But to be fair, I've never really tried one. I've just never been into them whenever I see gameplay of them. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Get that out of here. We don't want any smut on the screen. Alright, yeah, I guess that's enough of that. I'm not trying to get banned. I guess that'll be my night then. Bongo Cat and Upload Labs. Just kind of looking around, trying to see if I can find something to talk about. It's kind of awkward, you know? When you're at the end of the stream. We've only got 15 more minutes left, but 15 minutes is like a whole game. Especially with Silas. You know what? Has there been any new music that I've been listening to? That's kind of another thing too. You would think I would be into all types of music, considering I play it, but I'm kind of lacking in that category too, to be honest with you. As much as I loathe to admit it, I don't really listen to much pop, unfortunately. So anytime somebody like Sabrina, or who's popular right now, like The Weeknd, well, I guess The Weeknd was more like a couple years ago, but I heard Melanie Martinez is going to put out something new. Bruno Mars, I know, is going to put out something new, if he didn't already. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really into pop artists for some reason. I don't dislike any of them, really. I mean, besides all the, like, horrible people that, like, everyone dislikes. That's not that common, though, so... Like Kanye, like people really freaked out about Kanye and all that stuff he did over the past couple of years. Or like how Drake and Kendrick had that beef and people were jumping on Drake for all that stuff Kendrick said about him, right? So like, yeah, I could understand not listening to Drake or Kanye for those reasons, right? Like, I would fall into those categories, but for everybody else, I don't know. I just don't really listen to them for some reason. I don't know why. I just never took the time out to listen to a Kendrick album or to listen to a Tyler album or Pink Panthers album. Like, I know Pink Panthers is huge right now. Charlie XCX, like, I really should be listening to them, but I just haven't. I haven't done my homework. Let's see who I have been listening to. Let's see if there's any gems in there I can talk about. Oh, you know what? You know what? I have been listening to a couple of cool bands. There's one called Victoria that I've been listening to. They're not very popular at all, unfortunately, but I've been listening to them. I wish they made more music, to be honest with you. But it's a drummer and a guitarist, and they produce their own stuff. And it's kind of mixed in with some electronic stuff a little bit. No vocals, not a lot of layering. There's some layering, to be sure, but not a whole lot of it. A lot of the sound I feel like comes from ambient noises or electronic noises that they produce. So that's all pretty cool. It's like jazzy. It's like electronic. It's kind of metal in a way. Not really, like kind of, not really. I don't know. It's cool. Cool stuff. I just wish they made more music. And then another guy that actually does make music. He's been releasing an album for the past... Oh, what? Oh, my money! I don't want to spend all my money. Another guy that's been making a lot of music, and he's working on an album right now, is a man by the name of Jack Stratton. You might recognize his name if you're into Wolfpack. Modern funk band from America. Now, Wolfpack was more like, I would say 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, really. Like, from 2015 to, like, 2020, they were blowing up then. But if you didn't know, the members all still make music. They didn't break up or anything, as far as I know. So all of them still make music. The Fearless Flyers, Corey Wong, Wolfman, Jack Stratton's solo project. All of them, all the other guys, they all make music. So, I like them. They're cool. I've been into all the new stuff that Jack's been making. Let's see. He made an album recently. He made a couple, really. He made Dot, he made Deg, and then there's a second Dot album coming out right now. I've been digging those. I've been putting those on repeat for a while. So those are all pretty cool stuff. Again, if you're familiar with Wolfpack, you know about their whole aesthetic and like their gimmick, kind of how they're a funk band, but they're very low key. It's very intimate and kind of silly in the way that they produce stuff, the way they film their videos. It's all very, I don't want to say jokey because they're not really joking, but it's like it's fun, it's silly. You get to kind of just smile along while you watch the video. It's just, it's just a fun time. So Jack's solo stuff kind of follows that same theme. It's definitely a little more silly though. It's more of like he kind of just writes stuff and then he kind of just I don't know how to describe it. He just kind of just comes up with an idea, he records it. It's very casual for the most part. Very much so just kind of like brain droppings that he just puts out, which I very much enjoy. So I don't know. I guess I'm into that kind of stuff. I've been into that. I've been into trying to find like a new album that just came out that I can talk about. Oh, I guess Jacob Collier would be another one. He just came out with a new album a couple months ago. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it, but heard some good stuff about it. It seems like it's a bit more stripped down, if I had to guess. A little more, I guess, underproduced comparatively, because if you're familiar with Jacob, he goes like balls to the wall with a lot of his production. It's not necessarily aggressive, but it's a lot of he fills up the sonic space. He does a lot of like maximal kind of stuff. He does all types of layering. He's known for like layers on top of layers on top of layers on top of layers. And he does like guest appearances a lot. He does a lot of features. And his genres are kind of all over the place. So I guess this new album, from what it seems like, is kind of more just him, not too much layering. I'm not too sure yet. Again, I haven't listened to it. If I had to guess, it's a bit more intimate and laid back, though. Which I'm definitely not opposed to. Maybe I'll listen to that sometime. I did listen to the Jesse series as he was releasing that. I think I think I started listening to him. Joined his audience, I was trying to say. I think I joined his audience after he released the second album, if I remember correctly. We did Jesse Volume 1, looks like 2018. And then I started following him around after that time, so like between 2018 and 2019. I saw him when he released Moon River and Here Comes the Sun. Then I want to say I saw this album drop when it did. I can't remember. But I definitely did see the third volume when that dropped. I was around for that one for sure. So I've listened to them a few different times, and I'm definitely into them. But I do want to get into his other stuff. He's got a few other things here that I have not really listened to. He's got some singles here that I'm not too familiar with. He's got different remixes of his stuff. He's got a bunch of different appearances. He's worked on all types of other albums that I don't even know. So there's plenty of stuff for me to get into here. His last album, though, before The Light for Days, people were complaining about it a lot. People were like, oh, this album's too messy, I guess. People were saying it's like all over the place. They were like, oh, it's too poppy, it's too obnoxious, it's just too much. Like, what happened to the old Jacob? What happened to that YouTube Jacob where he wouldn't really care about making pop hits and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, I don't know, man. It just feels like he was always in that in that space. He just never really got into that side of like popular culture. It feels like he was always into like overproducing and creating kind of a like an overwhelming song, right? But maybe he just wasn't really into the pop genre in general. But like, I don't know. I don't have a problem with that. I quite enjoyed that album, actually. So I don't know. I don't really know what people's problem with that was. People were like, "Oh, the only hit on here is Bridge Over Troubled Water," which is not true at all. Box of Stars. I like Box of Stars. World O' World. I love that one. Summer Rain. Love that one. Cinnamon Crush. Not to mention the other like 5 hits on here that went viral when he released them as singles. Like, I don't know what people are talking about, man. Whatever. Whatever, man. I don't know, though. Maybe I'm just a poser. The bands I listen to, I feel like they don't drop music all that often. You know, you'll see a lot of artists drop an album every year or every 2 years. But a lot of the bands I listen to kind of they slow burn on their albums. So it'll be a few years at least, usually. Like Wolfpack's a good example of that. They don't really drop too many albums that often. They'll drop a lot of singles across the different members. And they'll like split their efforts across different bands, for sure. But Wolfpack, that core Wolfpack group, I feel like doesn't drop albums all that often. So that's like a good example of that. Let's see, I've talked about Animals as Leaders before. I like them, but again, they don't drop music that much. They go on tour a lot, but they don't drop that much music, unfortunately. So, you know, I would like to get into like new music or recent music or something like that, but it just doesn't happen all that often. And I definitely don't go out to live music enough to speak about that. Just a whole thing. Somebody will finally drop after years, and I'm like, oh, a whole album. Wow, amazing. And then I'll sit down, maybe I'll learn a couple songs or two, because that's fun. I like looking at a new song, and I'll be like, oh, that's a cool little moment there. Let me see if I can play that. Like, what's up with what's going on here? What's the theory behind this part here? But then that's kind of it. I don't really go out to go see the shows, because usually they're just kind of inconvenient. Like, yeah, it's nice. It's very nice to live in California, so I can go to LA and go see a show if I wanted to, but most of the time it's just not affordable for me. Not to say that ticket prices are too expensive, but I just don't really have show money, unfortunately. So I kind of just sit here and I'm like, well, I learn the songs, I listen to them. Maybe I watch an interview or two or something like that if it comes out. But then I gotta wait again. Like, I gotta start getting into pop music so I can actually follow the trends a bit more. Be into something at all times. It's like I'm stuck in the 2010s. I haven't quite figured out how to navigate the 2020s, even though it's almost over. Don't even ask me about visual art or what's the word, like craft art, like sculptures or something like that. Don't even ask me about that. I have no clue. No clue. You ask me, "Oh, what do you think about that new building coming up? That new architectural style coming out?" No clue. Oblivious. No clue. What do you think about that new exhibit at that museum by that one artist? No clue. Sorry, I just don't know. I just don't know. Really wish I did, but I just don't. Man. You know what, though? That does bring us to about the end of the stream. Let's kind of finish up this game, so. I guess I was able to talk about something after all. At least for a little bit. Surprisingly, I'm not into sports either. Just, I can tell you the very basics. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's Kawhi. That's Patrick Mahomes. Oh, that's Shador. Oh, like I can maybe point out like a handful of players. And I can follow along with the game decently well, but like beyond that, do not ask me nothing about no sports. I do not know anything. Anything. Not really too sure what happened in my development that I could miss so much cultural stuff growing up, but I don't know, this is kind of how it happened. Oh, you know what? I guess to be fair, when I was younger, I actually was into more of the popular stuff as it was coming out. But that was, you know, how long ago now? That pattern somehow has escaped me since then, but like in middle school I was into all the cartoons coming out at the time, all the popular cartoons. Adventure Time, Regular Show, Gumball. Got to be a handful of Nickelodeon shows in there, right? Gravity Falls, that's not Nickelodeon, but Disney. Um, was there? I'm trying to think of like a Nickelodeon show that came out at that time, but I don't know. I was definitely into Cartoon Network and Disney Channel stuff then. And then once I got onto YouTube as a viewer, I was definitely into the shows coming out there, like how the animation scene was kind of booming around then. Game Grumps Animated comes to mind. The different animation channels coming out at the time comes to mind. So I was definitely into that. But yeah, everything else, besides maybe a handful of video games and Marvel, really. I was into Marvel as that was coming out, but honestly, other than that, it's just kind of. I didn't get into the clothes, I didn't get into the popular music. I was all into old metal and just weird stuff that I happened to find on Pandora. um, all the non-cartoon shows I was not into. Movies outside of Marvel, didn't get into it. So, I don't know. I gotta do some catching up. I gotta do some homework. I gotta immerse myself. I gotta fall into the hole of infinite media. Come out with something to talk about, because I gotta be missing something here, right? Anyways, thank you for watching. That will be the stream. If you watch on YouTube, I will see you on Monday for everything else. And if you watch on Twitch, I'll see you on Tuesday for Borderlands. So see you then. Thank you for watching.